Welcome back to Libby Uncensored. We are going to jump into reasons relationships don't work. I don't care who you are. Everyone needs a steady structure of some kind in their lives and relationships. Even our ancestors lived with a day-to-day routine, whether it was farming, working in the home. Although times are way different. Without routines and of course set boundaries, day-to-day life can be chaos. And I have noticed a lot of people on social media giving their opinions, but very rarely do they mention the biggie. Yes, the biggie, God, and I am talking about because we all have different beliefs and/or religion.
And I do want to respect that. And most all have a spiritual leader or different culture, but that's the glue that holds it all together.
So why is it so hard to manage a relationship? Good question. Is it times are harder? You have to work all the time?
We don't agree on the same things, etc. Those are all just excuses. Yes, times are harder. Yes, most people do work all the time.
And no two people are going to agree all the time. And if this is the case, how did you ever grow a relationship to begin with that should have stuck out like a sore thumb? Well, I'm sorry, but come on. A relationship is a partnership. When the going gets tough, you work together to keep things on track. There's no such thing as a perfect relationship. In a perfect world, maybe. We don't live in a perfect world. And some people may appear to have the perfect relationship, but these people have an understanding. They have built a firm foundation, which involves trust and communication. They have built a strong foundation, and you have to be able to trust the person you're with.
If you don't build trust first, nothing is going to work. Trust is everything.
Why is trust so important? Because it fuels all aspects in the relationship down to the intimate parts. Without trust, you cannot build a secure relationship. You don't trust them to pay the bills, you don't trust them to balance the checkbook, etc.
The biggest problem in relationships is infidelity. Why is that?
It just happened, or it was an accident. Nothing like that just happens, and infidelity isn't a car wreck.
They were there, I was there, one thing led to another? That is utter BS.
So where could either have been that provided a perfect setting to cheat? That didn't just happen. There is some kind of flirting and/or body language going on. People don't just trip and fall into bed together. And yes, I understand that mistakes happen, but that generally happens when you're not paying attention to simple instructions or directions, not cheating. Other problems that happen in a relationship is fighting over money and bills. Fighting over money goes back to partnership. You have to communicate with one another when it comes to finances. One person can't be responsible solely for the bills while the other person blows their money. It is not fair to the other person and can cause strain in the relationship and can lead to a breakup. A good way to handle this issue is to set a day every month together to sit down and do your finances together. After you have sat down, paid bills, include necessities, save rainy day money, then you can choose to split the money or do something together. When I say rainy day money, what I mean is a contingency fund for emergencies, because we all have times like these. And usually in the relationship, there's one that can do the finances better than the other. However, you still need to sit down and do it together. Then you have the absent partner, I use this term for, people who are inconsiderate and only think of themselves. Some of you wonder what an absent partner is. That can be several things: lack of interest in communication, lack of involvement, having a conversation and realizing your partner hasn't heard a word you said, lack of interest, or never going or showing up for important events that you have. Or simply skipping out on already made plans you have made to do something else that is inconsiderate and thoughtless. Hanging out with their friends so much that it seems like they live with them instead of with you, leaving you feeling lonely and dismissed.
No two people share the same interests, but it is important on occasion to attend or get involved on occasion in things your partner likes and vice versa.
And it's not the meaningless conversation that your partner's having with you, is the fact that they like to feel like they're being heard, so validate that and vice versa. We all have friends we like to spend time with. That being said, you need to incorporate your partner sometimes and set limits on how much time you spend with friends as opposed to your partner. I hope you enjoyed my conversation with you. I hope it was enlightening, and see you next time. Have a great day.